with Mixitecture. I want you to know we're having the Black Friday deals right now. Everything is 25% off. What you want to do is go to courses.mixitecture.com. Check out the different hands-on session lessons and courses, which are really cool Ableton Live projects that guide you through activities inside Live. So you actually learn by doing stuff. It's not like watching a video and then trying to copy it in your own machine. You actually download a project, open it up, and inside there are audio instructions that tell you what to do. There are examples using automation to show you what to do. And then there are activities where you grab the controls and play with sounds and learn things about sound design and mixing. So just to show you really quick how to get your discounts, click the green button. It says buy now. It's going to open up a little side window. And when the window opens up, you type in BLKFRDY, just like that. And bam, the price drops 25% off. And the reason I'm telling you this is that everybody who signs up for a course today or now during the Black Friday sale, which goes until Monday, you get a free 3-month membership in the Track Feedback Crew, which is what we're doing today, which means you have a place to share your tracks and get help and get inspiration and motivation and feedback and encouragement and support and even connections with record labels and publishing houses or whatever. So the idea here is that I want you to take the lessons, make new music, and bring it to the Track Feedback Crew so you can get support to get your tracks finished. I don't want you to just do a lesson and make music in your bedroom and then never share it with anybody. That's not what this is about. It's all about the community. It's all about making music, bringing it to life out of your head directly into the rest of the world, whether you're DJing online, DJing real gigs, streaming, sharing tracks for other people to buy, getting tracks up on Beatport that you can promote for other DJs to play. However you define the success of your music, we are all about helping you get there. So the lessons and everything are part of your production life, but the real goal here is for you to release music and get it out where other people can enjoy it. So that is the promo. Now let's get into some music. We're listening to the delightful sounds of Sheppers. I don't know what it is about the name Sheppers. I just like to say it like all the time. And I'm hyping his music because he just got picked up from our friend Pivklit with Thorium Records. With some music sounds a little bit like this. And it's so exciting to see people come through Track Feedback, bring us some music, work on it, get it touched up to final level, and release it. And you know what I just realized? I'm wearing a green hoodie. So we got the floating Steve head. Yes. Cosmic floating Steve head. Would you buy a course from this guy? Oh. All right, but I'm actually pretty normal, so congratulations, Sheppers, and everybody else who's been getting music done and having it come out on some cool little labels and everything. Oh, we got Sheppers in the chat. Yeah, we got Ben Hunt with your tracks coming up too. So let's go right into the new Sheppers work. This is some techno from just about an hour ago. Sheppers has been doing some rumble techno. We were talking about low end, kick drum, low end mixing, all that kind of stuff. And another feature I'll talk about a little bit later is the spectrum analyzer. This here on the bottom is showing us, not my voice, I'll shut up, but you're going to see the music, and we'll talk about how that is useful with EQing and mixing and that kind of thing. So let's check out No Mercy version 2. Ding dong. And Nick Lavalley also got a little hot new little record coming out, I heard. All right, this is already looking good in the bottom. The low end is like doof, doof. And you can even see these two little pulses going. Like the kick has a front bump and then the rumble after it. Boom, boom, boom. So it has that sound of like deepening over time. Melt the floor. I think it's like a split the floor kind of thing. Seeing some peaks around 900. Ah, those backwards little vinyl back spins. Looks like somebody's been dropping an EQ notch up at 3K. high frequency stuff coming in. What are we doing here? 5-minute track, all right. I'm gonna jump forward a little bit. We've got a lot of tracks to play today. One more time. Okay, that one like backspin transition effect sounded like a digital distortion, almost like a CD skip kind of a thing. It was a little too, I don't know if it was too loud or too crackly or too distorted at the high end outside of what the rest of the music was doing. It's right here. 252 or something. That one was like, brrr. Might want to bring that down a little bit. I don't know, something about it just felt like a little too like ripping paper kind of. Yeah, 3.3 kilohertz is the air alarm siren for sure. But Shepherd's, man, I see a big improvement coming together. The low end and the rumble feel like, I mean, version 2 of your track, it feels like it's all in shape in the right way. So we could talk about some of those high frequency details. Good hi-hat coming in there. I like that background pulsing of like oops. Yeah. I love it. I tend to gravitate towards transitions to see what kind of interesting elements are happening. Every track needs transitions, but every style has their own kind of duration and sounds and everything. Let's do that one more time. Go on the transition ride. So we cut the kick. Like one hand clap going into a reverb and a delay. Super cool. Wow, this is like the 8 Neun sound. Oh, right here. Simple. I like it a lot without that metallic ringing sound in there. For reference, back here. Kind of scratchy metallic. It fits the style, fits the genre and everything, but right here, when that's gone and it's just like bass, kick drum, hi-hats. I don't know, I always love it when tracks have an empty section at the last minute of like the beat, the bass line, and nothing else in the synths. It's always like this clean moment of like, yeah! DJ Water's in the house! That is a nice scratchy rumble layer. Wait a minute. It sounds like something is snatching my audio interface out. Did that go? Yeah, that's right. Shepherd's cool track. Wait, did I close Discord? I did. Okay. Cool. That one, the structure sounds good. The mix sounds good. Personally, I would EQ a little more in detail on that metallic scratchy stuff so it's not too much like droning a lot. But I guess that's a personal taste and a mastering taste. And if that's the sound the label wants, good to go. Played with some parallel delay on the rumble, yeah. I like the high end, the high frequency part of the scratchiness in the rumble at the end, especially right here. Like after the hi-hat drops out. Right here. It's kind of like a bouncy, pebbly, like small particles of something hard bouncing, like I don't know, that sounds cool, man. You definitely are into a good thing. The cool thing about Shepherd's style is you have a style. So if somebody says, I'm gonna listen to 10 Shepherd's tracks, you're like, okay, they're all gonna be different, but they're all gonna fit together as a group. And that's a cool thing to have as a producer, to have your own style. It's like, it hangs together. Not everybody's gonna like it, but it's going to fit with itself, you know? And then you can kind of go to infinity within that limit and make it work. Paul Robinson, good teat. I didn't even notice the hi-hat panning, actually. That's a good detail. Good hearing. Maybe because my mouth was open and words are coming out. All right, Caesar, let's do some Carl Craig remixes. I put together a little bit of a playlist, so we'll do Scott and Caesar with these remixes, and then see what's next. EQ is flat. Here we go. All right, nice bouncy brown kick. Five-minute track. That organ. Look how clean that kick is. This is like the definition of mixed space. The elements are so simple. There's a kick, some little percussion, and an organ thing happening. And it's like there's three things that just have so much space. Still hearing glitches that I don't like. Sorry about that. Playback. I like that new sound. It's like cascading. Is Caesar on with us? I think he's at work. Cool sound design. This right here. Okay, at 133, the organ stopped and had a gap after that one sound. Try to not have that gap there, because that drone synth pad is such a fundamental part of the vibe. We're like riding in that vibe. When it stops, it's all of a sudden like, oh, where'd it go? And I thought that whole track was going to change, and then it came back in. So when we have something that's such a consistent background pad where it's like holding you up, I would avoid having a gap in it like that. I don't know if that was like a MIDI note looped or something. Right there. Then it comes back in. I just noticed. I'm gonna try bumping up the low EQ and getting a little more thump on that kick. Because I'm noticing there's a bass line in there too. These are cool sounds. Melody delay is awesome. I would like the bass line to be a little louder, and in this situation, because the kick is such a nice, big, round, clean thing, and the bass is a nice, long note in between the kicks, this is a situation where you could definitely fix this with multiband compression, take the low end from like 150 hertz and down, and just compress only that part to get the bass line volume up and still have the kick drum popping through. And we'd have a little more of the bass line coming through, and then the kick would still be like nice and present in the front. Piv, what are you talking about is too messy? The plus 5 dB, yeah. I like the space in the track a lot. It's like a really atmospheric vibe, and the beats keep you going inside of that too. All right, good. Now that pad built or faded down at the same time as the drums are building up. And it feels like this is like the climax part of the track. Not that it has to be an epic climax, but the variation part, like the drum solo. Drums get faster, stuff happening. Hey Stuart, how you doing? Oh. Now what I'm doing is put my mouse on the spectrum line, looking at some of those bass notes. And I think at this track we have the bass line come through at the end, right? Yeah, that was at the very end. So I can see bass peaks 80 hertz, the note E, and there's one down at 40. I don't think you need so much sub energy in the bass line. I think we might have said this. I know I said this last on Saturday with a bunch of different tracks. This bass line could be a little louder in the mix, especially because it's got some rich harmonics. So you could really EQ up the low mids of it and have it more like tonally coming through. And I really want to just dig the sound design going on in the upper range of here. This stuff. I love those synth sounds. Those are so cool. Very like classic electronic blinky kind of stuff. Cool. So Caesar, that track could be done. Just a little bit more bass line, or possibly a mastering job where you compress the low end a bit. Pivclit is saying dial the bass up, try and dial some of the mid parts a bit down so we hear more details. And the drums got some pretty loud parts. The words of a mastering engineer. Let's keep going and check out Carl Craig remix from Canada. That is Scott Burke. All right, Paul, thanks for dipping in. Sorry you got to dip out so quick. Oh, Ian, that's a good point. Lose an element or something different towards the last third of the track to make it different. I felt that the sound design... Yes, man. In the last track, I thought the sound design stuff at the end with the synths on top made it different enough that it was okay, but I definitely get what you're saying. Scott, also good mixed space. Clean kick drum, atmospheric pad, the vocals on top, the percussion. Bass line is subtle, low in the mix. Yeah, nice vibe. Randy Adams, what's up? Yeah, I'm totally in the vibe with this track. All right, we double timed up faster on the bass line. I think some of the delay tail could come down sooner. I still hear like a stereo feedback from that last bit of vocal. Let's just go back to this. So the vocal is going into the delay, and it's feeding back with a little stereo thing. I think that feedback could come down about here. Bam. And then at 220 have it like just bass line and drums. Kind of a small detail, but I mean, I do love a feedback delay that keeps morphing and like distorting. That is spacey. Now we're back to section 1 on the bass line again. There's a little bit in the background that's like you guys are bending your sounds a lot lately. Yeah, these two interpretations would go well together. They both have a similar world of sound. Oh, Ian wants more of the vocals. There you go. Do you mean like to hear a longer verse? Like have the vocal do more of that lyric section? Or do you just mean hear the vocals more often? That's a nice texture. It's a little bit like toasted, kind of burnt. Scott, nice synth textures. The bass line's kind of buzzy, and the lead melody is kind of buzzy also. They make it like a nice thick kind of like sort of feel. Randy, okay. I like the little snare taps, how it keeps going up and down. Little high shelf on the hi-hats. I think the high end could be a little brighter for the percussion. This happens in a lot of the music we've been hearing lately where there's a bunch of synths that get really cool in the mid-range, but then you notice the hi-hats are like a little buried down underneath. It's a lot of cool percussion. You don't want to get that totally swamped in the delay and everything, so don't be afraid to push up the percussion part a little bit louder. Possibly if you take your stereo drum mix, put a high shelf EQ and just add 2 or 3 dB, that's essentially the same as a volume boost on the high end for the drums. That might help a little bit at that climax point. But other than that, Scott, I don't have a lot of tips on this one. It feels like it's working pretty well together. I always want to hear from other people who are playing it on big speakers, not during a broadcast. But if you get the low end checked out and maybe have some mastering where the mids overall are compressed and then a little bit of a lift on just the drums inside the mix, that sounds like it would be very nice. Yeah. Right. So Mindbender, What is House? I'm not sure if that's up for review or not. I grabbed it, but let's do this one, the Tisco remix, and let me know if there is anything new about What is House. Martin. Another guy who's hard to review because his mixes sound so good. Oh, you only get to put in 20 seconds? Yeah, man. Really good groove. All right, I'm gonna grab Discord and see if I can get Randy's link while we're listening. I love this vibe. Drums are like really steady. All right, more stereo, more movement, and better mix. Yeah, definitely the mix feels bright and like clean. That clap sounds amazing. Check out how the clap, you can even see it around 2 kilohertz. I like how this track is one of the ones where the bass line is the dominant low end thing and the kick is like a little, more like a little breakbeat bump in it. Yeah, this is amazing. I don't hear anything I can even comment on. Ooh. Pitch shift riser going up. All right, let's go back. For anybody who's new to this, watching the replay or whatever, some of the tracks we get, it's not about finding a problem and fixing a problem. It's about looking at what they're doing that works really well and getting a recipe out of there. So what I want to do is just play right before the breakdown and listen to how did he create these transitions. I said it's something about a pitch going up. So we know the beat drops out. Let's just listen to what else is happening in this gap and see what we could pull out that we could do in other tracks. It sounds like the delay time getting shorter and shorter, the pitch going up. Got a vocal in there, some little bouncy effects, a bright synth. And then the beat comes back in. No cymbal crash, no big dramatic riser, just kind of like a moment. Question, were the voices playing before that breakdown? I think he used the beat dropout to introduce the new vocal synth layer. Right, no voices yet, right? Bing. So that's what you do. If you're introducing a new layer like that, just cut the beat out and use that gap of no drums to really like introduce that new sound. That's cool. Hey, it's the Matt Schultz. Nice. It's almost like you take the new sound and solo it and cut everything else and then bring the beat back in. And you got the whole thing again. Oh, is that the M1? Oh my God, I should have known that, right? Really beautiful stereo image. I feel the vocals like in the front. kind of synth in the sides. Look at that clap. That clap was like from 900 up to about 2,000 or 3,000. Like a nice curve of clap. Oh yeah, I forgot about that guy. Where's he been? I love how those build-ups make you wait for the beat. It's like I almost don't notice the beat is gone until I find out I'm like waiting for it. Then it comes back in. Oh, Morton, that's a hot tip. So a bit like DJing, arranging live, instead of 2 channels, they use 8 channels on the mixer and fade things in and out. Very natural way to do it. I think you could use a cymbal crash. Let me go back. Coming in on here. Like a nice slow, like high crash thing. I would throw that in there, but you don't have to, you know. Really good vibe. Let's hear how we get to the ending. Okay, cut the chorus. That was like a new element. Keep going with the bass line, the beat. High melody synth. 2. Trying to count how many synth layers. 3. 4. There's, you can see our bass line peaks. And notice how big. Okay, I'm gonna go on the Spectrum, and if you're new to Spectrum, I know you guys who are watching right now, you hear me say this every week. What I'm doing is moving the mouse on the line where I see the frequencies of the music, and then I read inside the little box, mostly the frequency in hertz. So when I said, look at the 2 notes of the bass line popping up, I saw these 2 notes, 1 octave down there, the other octave above it. You can see the frequency of them, and then as the beat drops in, you can see the kick drum is below it, and the kick drum actually has a lower frequency, but the bass line is louder, which makes a really cool arrangement for this kind of a breakbeat track. It's not like boof, 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 like we heard in, you know, all the techno and stuff. This is more like the bass is the main element, and the kick is just like in between. So just check out those frequencies, the relationship of the bass and kick. You can see the kick is down, even down to 40. Totally clear bass line mountains. C sharp, D sharp, C sharp 2, D sharp 2. And it looks like that kick drum is going from like 150 down to like 45 hertz. It's a big, wide kick with a lot of mid-range body in it. I'm fascinated by how frequencies interlock and form synergy. You know, the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. Yes, definitely a great continuous vibe. Mute the chords, add an extra melody, and then it will sound louder if the bass is a main element. Interesting track name. I know, it shits on the floor. Maybe it's a song about his pet bird flying around. Look at that clap, I love it. So that clap is, when I talk, it's gonna go over that. I was tracing the curve. The clap was like from 700 hertz, a nice curve up to like 4,000. So the meat of the clap is from under 1,000. It doesn't matter what the actual numbers are. I'm just pointing out that these sounds take up different frequency ranges, and when you pull out what they are, you can play with them. Morton, really cool, man. All I can add is that the the crash symbol, you could put a crash there when the beat comes back in, and then of course put the crash into the delay. Have like a nice spacey one. or if anybody really wants to get into it, what I used to do was take two similar crash cymbals and pan them left and right, and then put them into delay, and it gets like this extra kind of richness that you don't get from just one in the center, and then whatever else is happening in the center has more space. So hot little pan your cymbals kind of trick. And that works for anything actually, like hi-hats or claps or snares or whatever. If you want to clap and you're like, how do I make this sound wide? How do I make it sound thicker? Take two clap samples that are not the same exact sound, and then pan them like, 45 degrees off to the left and right. And the combination will feel like it's in the center, but it's going to be two different sounds, and they're going to exist in a wider field. And the slight variation between the two samples will make it like, what am I hearing? Good little tips. Hold on, I'll open the project. Put it in the dub delay. LFO on the pitch on the clap, you guys. All right, Machine Soul, here we go. Is this Robert? Is that his name? I should know. Coming in with the bassline arpeggiator. Oh, yeah. Now that's like a dry kick, right? You feel that? It comes down on the bottom like, oof. I'm feeling that bassline arpeggiator. Yeah, Robert Fulkerson, that's what I thought. This sounds like it's coming out of like a New Order set or something. I would cut one of those claps. That second one, it's a little tap, 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 tap. That little second clap is getting a little repetitive. I think you could ditch it like maybe not every 2 bars, but like every 4 bars have that extra clap. That second one. Hey, James. All right. We got James Sargent coming up for an interview on Saturday to find out the workings. You'll find out what Dimutech stands for. Ooh, teenage years of British synth pop. This is really nicely mixed. The bottom end is so clear. All the different synths are in their own space. Beats are clear on top. So far, the only thing I would like to do is cut that one extra clap out. I hear some filters moving. Oh, perfect. Last week we talked about that. There's a little snare drum roll coming in. And I think last week on Wednesday we wanted that louder, so let's just listen to that again. That was super effective. Northern UK kind of feel, yeah? And, okay, Jim, let's see you for Saturday. So check it out, snare drum build. Has that snare drum like that modern roll kind of feel, trap rolls. So Matt Schultz, that's an interesting comment. People using a pad synth as a lead element. Yeah, the pad synths, like if you start the track with that sound in as a main element and then just keep it in all the time, you can gradually tweak it over time, and it just keeps your attention as like, oh, this is a pillar of the music. And I think your dub techno music is more about like low-end bass and atmospheric stuff, and you use a lot of synth stabs that are echoing in and out and coming and going. Kind of a different approach. I like this part. With that filter closed down. This one is feeling done to me. I'm not hearing any problems. The mixer sounds. Let's jump forward a little bit. Interest of time. Oh, right there. Wait. Got the toms in there, gotcha. Yeah, I could handle that clap just being a straight beat without the extra one. Let's count how long is that section. Yeah, we just need the clap on the 2 and 4. Nope. Shepard is a little more distortion on the 303 synth kind of thing. And Fifthlet is thinking some compression on the 303. Okay, so Robert, maybe a little bit of compression on the synth, the 303 like ARP synth, a little bit of compression, a little bit of distortion maybe, and we'd be able to hear the filtering moving. Moment. Ah, heavy, nice. Creating an effect of waiting with one high frequency element. I like the reverb. Has a nice width to it. Look at that kick drum. Doesn't that just make you feel good? Cool, really nice track. I think that one's ready for mastering. All my comments are basically creative decisions. And if you wanted to do some mid-range compression and slight saturation on that synth, maybe it could be cool, but creative decisions. Double offbeat. All right. Oh, Randy Adams posted another remix. Schedule events on Discord. Okay. Let me take a second and find. Discord goes slow when we're streaming. This is why I don't like to try and open Discord when I'm streaming, because if it hangs up and freezes, we get kind of stuck. All right, so Ben Hunt, are you on the scene? Let's see what we got with Ben Hunt. Are you guys all hanging out together? This music is like, it sounds like the tracks came like right from the same universe. There's those 4 low sub pulses. All right, that's the last time I'm doing that. I'm sorry, but if you don't put your track in before noon, it's not worth it to open up the stream and make it glitch and get unsteady. So please put your tracks in before noon or before we start, so I can just play them and not have to go back and forth like that. That's too much. Ben Hunt, amazing vibe. With the same tom rolls even. Okay, so you seem to have solved that low end kick drum and this guy. I see how those fit together and it feels like they're expected enough and working. Last time it felt kind of mushy and cluttered, but whatever you did is like just enough to make it hold together. Nice outer space bleeps. Melodies coming in and working nicely. Good mid-range blend with the synths. That was pretty epic, man. Big swell and then entering into the gap. There's a lot of details going on back there. Did you hear that? It was like, brrr. What is that? Right there. That stuff is cool, man. And those are the sounds that when you go through mastering and get your mid-range compression done, all those details can come out so much louder in the front of the mix. So it's really good to have a mix with details in it like that. That was cool. What are you saying? The or sound is a bit too much. Let me see if I find the or. Are you talking about that sound? So I took the low bids down a little bit, boosted up the low end, bottom. Put the high end back up. That's a little 3-band mastering job. Let me go back to flat. I love that transition sound. That's that vocal. Roll it back. That vocal. What is that? Right there, 700. Okay, Mindbender. Hold on. The ARP synth is a bit too upfront and should be farther back in the mix with a bit of ambiance, which would be like reverb on the ARP, and a ping pong delay. So Ben Hunt, ping pong delay on the ARP synth, a little bit of reverb, and then bring the volume down. And ping pong specifically synchronize it. And if you didn't watch the Mindbender interview, one really fun thing to do is instead of just using a beat matched delay that's from the like quantized delay options, put the delay on free reign or free run where you have the choice of milliseconds and take some time to listen to it and dial it in and find out if it's like, I don't know, 125 milliseconds or whatever, and like dial it in by hand so that the delay is kind of overlapping and doubling the synth line. It can have like this really super organic, natural kind of feel that makes the synth feel thicker. So you could turn down the volume of the main synth, bring up the delay with a beat matched timing, but that is dialed in manually. It's kind of like if you go to the quantized delay and you add that little plus 5% swing. So the delay is like swinging you in forward. Just kind of same feeling of, but a different technique. Yeah, make it wider, yeah. And then Pivclit's head is gonna groove and it'll magically make Oliver appear in the thread when you do that. Okay, let's see how we get to the ending. And I like how the beats are nice and cracking and like crisp, right? Something around 2 kilohertz is a great spot for just a stereo drum mix. You can bring up like a nice round, wide EQ around 2K, and you get that like crack. Man, on a big system, that low bass is gonna be like a massage, man. This guy. All right, what is that sound? Not fair. Now that's an ending you can take with you. Yeah, this ending part. Freaking solid. Turn this up. Those sounds are fantastic, man. At the end of the track, giving us a huge hit of sub bass at the top with a LFO kind of synth going brrrr. That is just a fantastic ending. I could listen to that ending on loop. Ben Hunt, you got your notes. Get to work. Did we do, so we're not going to do What Is House. Time for, Oliver, are we going to do, let's do what? Let's do Heat V3, and let me know if Suerte has an update. I think we covered that one last time, so let's go with the Heat. Let me reset my EQ. And Tim Laws, I got your track coming up in a couple minutes. Here we go. Yeah, Ben, great job, man. That one, especially the way it fit with the 2 tracks before it. Everything was like synth world, beats. Yes, man, right there. Okay, we're mixing the record in. There you go. Minute 20, minute and a half. So this is kind of the record where the first breakdown is where you actually start the track for the dance floor, and like this would be the first moment when the previous record was totally gone. Everybody elbows up. Yeah, Matt, there is a little glitching going on. I'm sorry about that. That happens from time to time. All right, so Randy Adams, you're feeling this could be a little faster? I got a lot of tabs open. I'm not sure what else I can do to minimize my RAM usage. Yeah, more RAM for Steve, exactly. What is this, around like 124 BPM? 125. Snare drum rush coming in. I like the flow. I'm totally in it. Feels like a solid groove kind of house track. Okay, was there a little, hold on. Was there a little backspin, like, there was some little thing in the transition that could be a little louder. Cymbals are great. Okay, there's something like a little voice that's going an upwards pitch thing. There's the one voice that's like, but there's another one underneath that could be louder. I want to find out what that is. Okay, that's the main one. Popping up at 1K and 1.12. But there's another little subtle sound that's going up. It could be louder. Yeah, I agree too. This is a total DJ Tool track. Oh, and then that ride comes in. And the double bumps. I always like the rhythmic transitions with variations in the chopped up beats that OSP does. They make it really fun for the dance floor and also good signals for different sections in the track. Yeah, keeps changing, but solid, simple, keeps working. I like it. Then we get to low end jam and the mix out, yeah. I like that flanger kind of sound at the end. Yeah, solid. I think that one's about to be done. Get that mastered and give us the buy button. This is Ali, audio dropout. And I thought this was in the, let me see what genre this was. Yeah, I thought this was in the techno section. Came in sounding like. All right, okay, so this is like a minimal techno vibe version of the Carl Craig remix. I missed the title, so I didn't play it with the other ones. Let's see what he does. Yeah, Oliver, put out your tracks, dude. More of them. What was that one with the clock on it? Something about time? That was a great track. Walkter something? I think the snare taps could be a little bit louder and the hi-hat could come down a little bit. Percussion is, well, let's wait and see what happens. Oh, there we go. pull the cat in the tail filter sweep. All right, so we got a low end groove, the do, 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 do. Very subtle and deep. That's cool, that sound. That's what I hear as a very psytrance kind of sound. I like the breaks, taps. That little drum break and snare could be a little louder, but it's working. Let's get to this. That is a pretty deep low end, I must say. This is a cool space. Oh, it's so effective to have a high frequency sound in between a transition going back into the drop. A classic example of it is the crash, but any kind of like really high frequency thing has that effect of like picking us up and kind of throwing us into the next section. Let's just hear that again. Especially if the high frequency thing is not in the whole time. It comes in on the line between transition, breakdown, and drop. Kind of squeaky. I don't know why it's so effective. It gets your attention on a higher frequency range. Randy, I was about to say that vocal is super cool. Soft and kind of wispy and like, wow, wow, wow. Digging it. And again, we have that middle synth pad just floating like. What was that little synth part in the middle right here? That sort of stuck out as being kind of from a different. I don't know if we heard that before in the track. It sounded like an extra thing that either it should be louder or not be there. I didn't really get that sound. Okay, yeah, Morton, good point. Go for a bit more energy after that break instead of stripping it back down to minimal. So we're in this break. Let's compare. A good way to understand the energy of a track is go minute by minute and ask the question, like, how does it start? Where's the first big drop section? Later in the track, what's the next big drop? How many drum sounds are in there? What's the overall energy level? And then you can get an idea of the progression. What you don't want to do is have exactly the same drop, just copy and pasted 3 times with transitions in between, because by the time you get to the third one, you're like, yeah, we heard this. So let's just check out what were the drums. At the beginning, it has like this kind of shuffly feel, right? That's at a minute 40. Now we go out to same shuffle with a little bit of a ride. That still could be louder. Now we got here. Oh, because it comes in right there with it feels like just the kick drum by itself, where after a build-up in a transition like that, to make the energy go higher, you drop it with all the drum beats plus one new layer. Oliver just did this with the ride cymbal coming in later in the track, and there's a section, it comes in, and you're like, oh yeah, that ride cymbal takes it up. So maybe what you might want to do, Ali, is after this section, come back in with all the beats instead of this emptiness kind of feel. Like right there, have all the beats that are like this part. With that crash like that, get that ride cymbal up louder. I like the synth here. Yeah, exactly. Strip things down before the breakdown instead of after. But it's a good vibe. You got all the right elements for a really cool mix. Yes. And check it out. There's our kick, big down to 52. And the sub was a massive 32 hertz monster. I know some people are not going to know the sub is there because it's so low. But if you're on a sound system that can do it justice, it'll be heavy. And that little guy. Outer space sounds into a delay, never get old. And don't miss how this crashes in a delay right here too. All right, cool. Nice job, nice job. Ian Waters is sad because it's too slow for his poor head. Matt Schultz, bell curve. Yeah, basically intro, build up, hit a climax, build it back down, like climbing a mountain. So we got Dinats and Tim Laws. Scott's not here. I'm not sure what about that. And then DJ Waters. Let's bump you up a little bit. Maybe after that, because you're here. Adam Hatfield's not here. So you all are going to now experience the rare moment. Laughing Swallowtail is the right one for today, right, V3? And last comment about the last track. Morton, a low shelf on the sub would do the trick just like minus 3 dB. Ooh, that's interesting. I would have said a high pass filter with a gentle slope. I don't know. All right, Laughing Swallowtail. I'm going to pull the master channel down a little bit. Let's see what DJ Waters is going to do to us today. Woo. Okay, imagine like 50,000 people with a bunch of strobe lights. Coming to get you.
Shall we?
Overlapping. Everybody get your dose of adrenaline. That buzzy stuff is so good. Yeah, the mix sounds super tight. This part, something has too much subby kind of flub in there. The bass part of that folk music, dum, dum, dum. All that low line under there. All that. That violin sound, the bass line part of that violin music, you should really cut the low end out of there because it's a whole bunch of puffy flub that's gonna detract from your driller bass. I know, the poor woofers. Ooh, Shepard has put the violin left to right. Ian Waters, 8D on the violin.
Shall we?
Oh my God. I like this vocal glitchy lead. That's cool. There's so much space in here. I hear all these sounds coming and going in the mid-range, but the center is like still really big. I'm gonna have to like rehydrate after this song. I'm pulling up the mids on that buzz. That mid-range buzz is so good and like I really like that. Oh. I don't like that. It's your music and you can do whatever you want, but when there's a volume ramp of the kick drum and the main body of the track like fading down inside the track, that always seems to me like somebody's gonna play it and be like, oh my God, what's going wrong? You know, I've had that happen in tracks and it feels like I want the main section of beats to be all the same volume until it stops. And then if I want to fade it down as part of the DJ mix, I can do that. But when it happens inside of a mix and it's not the end of the track and it's like kind of happening by itself when you don't expect it, I don't know if I would do that. Like, listen to this. It sounds like the DJ's doing it on purpose and the violin's coming up.
Shall we?
Shall we? Yeah. I guess I just wasn't ready for that beat to go away yet. I'll be like this, like trying to make up for it. Not a fatal error, but I don't think it makes it better to fade it down like that. Once you're slamming people, just let them just freaking hit them in the head until it stops. And what was that flying snowman stuff we were listening to? I got up at like 4 in the morning to go to the bathroom, and I ended up sitting there in the bathroom watching this flying snowman video. Like, yeah. End it with a crash and violin, yeah. Cheap ending. Oh, a cheap ending, yeah. All right, everybody's throwing in comments. All right, cool. We can all have a vote. DJ Waters, really amazing. And I say this every week, but honestly, seriously, your mixes are getting so good because I can press play, I hear the opening, I hear the super hardcore part come in, and it's all coming at like the appropriate volume within the track itself. And the frequency balance, like you've got this super driller, like doo, 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 that is continuous and it keeps going. But then all around it, there's this stuff coming in and out of the mix. And somehow you have the space fitting together really well. So I'm really happy about that. You heard me tweak the EQs in the middle for anybody who's curious. That was going from about like, I don't know, 500 hertz up to like 3000. And that buzzy stuff in the middle is so like juicy and good. I really like that sound a lot. Notes taken. Get this finished now, not later. Do it now. Okay, who else is here? Let me know if you're here so I can play your stuff. I think we got Tim Laws on the scene. And what is this about listening to porn with your eyes closed? Is that what you're doing? Don't answer that. Tim Laws, if you're here, we're going to play your track. Okay, EQ is flat. I'm going to boost up master. Scott Burke. Scott, we checked out your Carl Cox remix in the beginning. Is Lola's theme updated? Let me know if yes or no on Lola. Tim, it's feeling good right now. This would go really well on a set with the Adam Hatfield and Nats tracks. I like how it's nice and bright, so if you're mixing this in underneath another record, there's a lot of blippy stuff, so then right here is the fade in. Yeah. No on Lola, okay.
It's all about the music.
Oh, good. You got the atmospheric thing coming in right here. That's really good. That last little sound. Maybe that could come down just a little. Not a huge deal, but. Or maybe take the atmospheric synth up just a little louder. Morton, so you're saying the hi-hat, one of the hi-hats is a little too loud? Are you talking about the open one that's like... Is that the one that's too loud? Yeah, Tim, right here, man. I'm totally in the vibe, like... This sound, wow, 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 wow. Oh, I'm so happy with how this track is coming along. It's got that bounce and the deep chill underneath it. Nice. Do you know Ken Kelly? I've been listening to some of his deep house stuff. It feels kind of like this. Da 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 da. Shepherd's. A bit more distortion on that one. Is that what? Yeah, Tim, totally in the vibe with this. That low mid stuff right here, that part could be louder because it adds a nice like thickness to the low end of the synth group. Awesome filter sweeps in this kind of music. Low pass filter, opening it up to make a build up. What have you been listening to lately, man? Totally in the groove. Like stylistically, this is gonna totally fit in a deep house set. It's doing all the right things and like pressing the right buttons. So it's cool. Yeah, the chord pads. Yeah. Let me go back. That one. Down here. That one could be louder. Not this one up here. That high one doesn't need to be louder. Hope that answers it. Let's skip out. Phaser and flanger on pads works all the time.
It's all about the user.
Yes, man.
The real house music.
Wait.
It's all about the user. The real house music.
That one sound had a spike at 438 hertz. You see that?
It's all about the user. The real house music.
It almost sounds like a theremin or something. That was a little tiny bit loud, but you know, these are getting into tiny details. I like that whisper. And this kind of vibe is really like, once people hear this kind of track and trust you in the vibe, it's really important to keep it smooth and not have like any one sound that's too sharp or poking out. It's like the deep house is like a cloud and you're kind of in it. That shit. Everybody's doing these outer space sounds today. Where is that? Oh my god.
It was all about the music.
It's like an electronic zipper. And it had a stereo thing to it.
It was all about the music. It was all the music. The real house music. All night.
There you go. Cut out the pad for just a break. End of the track. Mix out section. That one, okay. That was the shepherd's language. Not that.
All night.
Hold on. Is that the one you want distortion on, Shepherds? I love that sound.
All night.
Yeah, this is perfect. You could mix a new record right on top of this. And now it's like, you better have a new record coming in because this one's clearly going to stop. Great structure. When I hear this happening, I know that it's like you got 16 bars left. Yes. Yes. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right. So I know I just spat out a whole bunch of comments and everything, but Tim, it's so nice to hear this one coming together. What really made it for me is this. That pad synth coming in right there. If you get that one a little bit louder with a little more meat, like around the 400 hertz or something like that, it'll just hold the center of the track together the whole way through. And that whisper, I can't even press pause. I gotta fade it down. Super cool, really good vibe. It's like a continuous, I don't know, like something about deep house, like once you're inside it, like 4 hours can go by. Make magic. Speaking of 4 hours, it's 1:20. We're not doing Lola. Not doing porncore. Click, click, click. What was that? Oh, Danats. And then we got some Grown Out of Minimal mixes. Oh, and Randy Adams, because Randy's been waiting, and Randy's here, and Danats is not here. So let's check out. Don't pull you guys. Oh my God, I'm not gonna read the comments right now. Randy Adams. Sorry, that was me with the freaking volume faded down. Back to the beginning. That's an interesting swing in your drum groove. It's a little bit late. I like to see how that comes together later in the track. That bass. Yeah, that intro was a bit long. Meaning I wasn't quite sure when the kick drum was going to come in, so I'd have to like plan that track and be ready for it before I mixed it in the first time. Sorry. I like how the bass line and that bleep sound work together. There's the call. There's the answer. Question. answer. Really good format. Oh man, you guys, the remix contests. I don't usually do those either. So question, Randy, what would happen if you put the kick drum in all the way from the very beginning? Just out of curiosity. I like this sound that's like ticka ticka down, ticka 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 down. I would like that one louder. I think what I'm going to do is take the low EQ down and boost the whole track volume so I can hear all these little crunchy mid-range things. So let me just take the kick a bunch out, jack up, yeah. So we get all the stuff that's happening in the mid-range of the beats up louder in the mix. Because I like the kick drum, but just proportionally, the mid-range is like really interesting and I don't want it to be like all kick. Yeah, I'm curious to hear who won the contest too, because we've been hearing some pretty good mixes. Nice vocal. Yes, I like how that vocal feels. This feels really good. I mean, I probably took the low end down minus 6 dB at 60 hertz. And then turning up the whole mid area, the beats came at you more.
I don't care about them. Well, no, I do, but I don't really. I don't care about them. I just care about you and her.
Good storytelling, Randy. I'm waiting now, like.
Well, no, I do, but I don't really. I don't care about them. I just care about you and her.
Aha, another minimal drop. Hanging in space. Oh, solid. That's that little, like, slightly out break in the beat I talked about at the very beginning. That, like, makes you wait. I want to pull that out. Okay. At the very beginning, I heard a drum loop, and I was like, "Is that drum loop not quantized? What is going on?" It sounded almost like a mistake, but I knew it. Right here. That little snare is just like a little bit late. And I was like, at first I was like, okay, that is not a hard quantized loop. But the point is, those little micro timings in the rhythm are what pull you forward into the next hit. Take Billie Jean, a recording of Billie Jean from Michael Jackson, take that drum beat and put it on a quantized grid and look at exactly where those hits are landing on the quantized lines. They are not on the beat. And look at that, how popular that track is. So now here we are on the end of the track, and we get a point where the kick drum is big, the beats are happening, and that little drum loop that has a little weird thing is sounding really good. It like brings you like forward in the beat somehow because it's not exactly quantized. Oh, humanizing the beat, yeah? Oh man, that open hi-hat. This is jamming, dude. This is my favorite part of the track so far, for sure. Yeah, man, this feels totally playable. I think you should keep this and just play it. Yeah. I like the down. That's really good. I'm just curious, how much time did you put into this, Randy? Those lyrics are great for that deep vibe, like. And again. Ooh, that low drone.
I don't know where I'm going, but I'm on my way.
Okay, that very last sound that we heard going into the delay, that synth layer is a low, mid, under 500. Where exactly is that?
Know where I'm going,
And I think that one could be louder through the ending part.
but I'm on my way.
Yeah, it's like from 400 down to like 150. That low mid frequency range, that was like a drone synth that was going on the whole time. And it could be a little bit louder, maybe here. I don't know if you want to put more time into this track or what, but and that gives you like that solid foundation that we're kind of riding on. I don't know if you want to call it a drone pad or an ambient pad or a synth pad or something. That could be a little tiny bit later. Oh, you spent 2 days on it. Good, good, good. I would put in another work session on this one and get it done to be playable and then play it in your sets because I think it's worth it. That end, yeah, definitely. That last third was super groovy. Back to the beat. And the last comment I had, the new synth that comes in, starts coming in here. Run through this with a bandpass filter, get something in this sound moving over time so it's like, kind of like. Something about it is changing a little bit. That one sound, just don't let it be too static because it's got like panning or a filter sweep, a slow pan, slow filter sweep, something to get that sound just like shifting in the audio space would be cool. Matt Schultz says, for my liking, the kick is too loud compared to the other sounds, except the highs. Yeah, I mean, I brought the low shelf EQ down a whole bunch. So Randy, in your production session, definitely the kick drum volume is going to need to come down and the mid-range of the beats and everything come up relative to each other. All right, let's run through some Donats. Phil's idea. So he said this one is almost done. We wanted to return to it and just get a perspective on, let me get the exact comment. Donats. Oh, he was doing it with Sonar Works and just wanted another point of view. Thought I forgot to tweak my EQs back to normal, but they're okay. Yeah, Randy, that's going to be cool when you get those couple edits done. That'll be really a playable track. Are you allowed to publish it? Somebody said just put it on SoundCloud. Ooh, right there. That hi-hat. I gotta take my master level back. My broadcast was too loud. Nice and bouncy. Yeah, Adam, I think you got this one. Pretty dialed in. You have another track, so I want to skip through. Oh, Tim, see you later, man. Really good job on your track. Yeah. Are you catching that little double bump? That's cool. All right. Yeah, don't worry about the SonarWorks thing. I think that track is good to go. I want to skip through this one more time and just listen to the percussion at different intervals. To answer the question, how is the track changing? What is changing to keep it interesting and make it feel like stuff is happening? So, intro. Minute 20. One more time. Okay, here's like the first main section. Aha, so the second main section has the same beat, but there's a new bass kind of element to add to it. All right. New hi-hat. Always makes you happy. Put something into a delay to make a breakdown. I love it. And then at the end, we come back with basically all the layers that we had before. Now they come back together. And what else happens? Use a crash and strip out some elements to get to the ending. Cool, nice and simple. Jack in, right? Look at you guys, a 909 hi-hat through an SP12 lo-fi and crisp. Little saxophone. Yeah. And that snare drum reverb or clap. Cool. Done. Good to go. Good to go. Good to go. Moonshot. This is a brand new one. What is D-Nats up to this time? You can always catch his rhythms, like bow, 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 bow. I didn't expect the one downbeat to be there. Doo, doo. Where's the kick drum gonna be? Haha, it started me off kind of inside out. I like this loop. Man. Oh man, that hi-hat again. Get on my camel and ride on my camel. You guys know DJ Sneak? This feels almost like a DJ Sneak kind of a vibe. You can't deny your bud. Ooh, Randy, now free for download from SoundCloud. Yeah, very Donat's groove. That almost sounds like some of the same bass sample glitch bass processing to make the bass line thing. Sort of like Shepherd's. Classically, like, you hear the track and you're like, that sounds like that person. Jackin' sneak trackin'. Yeah, man. Mm-hmm. There's a little high end. You guys hear that? Nice little crispies up there. I'm gonna skip out a little bit because it's already 1:40. I really like that filtered sample in the middle. That's a really good thing to play with. Filter it up, yep. It's making me stick my tongue out. Now I'm sort of waiting for something to happen. Randy, yeah, we were just talking about that, a Mixitecture label or release or something like that. I'm open to definitely collecting all the finished tracks and having them published somehow. I really don't want to start a new project and then do a crappy job of it. Like, you don't want to see me making the graphics myself and collecting the tracks and trying to communicate with everybody and have a release date and schedule and everything. So somehow if we can put a team of people together and make that a project, I'm definitely open to talking about that for like winter 2022. I'm not sure about the shape of it or how often to make a release or what exactly to call it or what, but let's get that idea going. I like that buzzy part of the groove. It's like this little blip. This part I like a lot. This part's awesome. And the little hi-hats are like tick it, tick it, tick it, tick it. This rhythm is awesome at the end. Yeah. Come on, give it to me. Come on. Some huge reverb in here. That was me playing with delay. You know. Oh, Scott's gotta leave. Happy Turkey Day, you cranberry eating West Coaster. What do you think? Okay, you gotta go. Yeah, man, the end of this track. Scott, I was gonna start talking about food, but we'll have to let that go for now. Right here. Bow, bow, now. That's the sound of the reverb on my mixer. I wanted to hear what that would sound like. Adam, shit, I forgot if I made any quality mix tips on this one. I got so into the groove. Right, we had that. Okay. One thing I noticed is that when the beat is playing, there's one of those bass blips that's boop that's popping up that I was totally enjoying the whole time when the groove was playing. There's a second one that's popping up that I don't notice so much when the beat is on. So let's look at the lower one. Okay, the lower one that's down around the 50s, that low bottom one, is not coming through so clearly, but the upper one that was around 120 or something seemed like it was popping through the mix a lot better. Let's check that out in situation. See right there at 120, those two bass blips are like really clearly popping up, but the bottom one, it's all underneath the kick drum and everything. That's a good situation where you have like small little low end stuff that's, it's not like it's causing a problem, but you did something rhythmically here. And what's happening is one of them is on the upbeat. Boom, 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 boom. So the upper one is in between kick drum beats. Doom, doom, boom, boom, boom. That's why it's really easy to hear it. And the lower one comes on a kick drum beat. Doom, boom, boom, boom. So the bottom one of those bass rhythms is kind of getting swallowed by the kick drum. I don't know. It's not really a problem in this mix. I like to kind of decode where the beats are happening, where the low frequencies are happening, and what's going on to make it come together. Ian Waters has to go home and listen to some porno and put it into hardcore. What more fun activity could there be than that? Thanks for hanging out, man. Good job on the track. And 60-second delay, reverb. Yeah, Adam Hatfield, super cool. Let's move on. What do we want to listen to? We only have 25 minutes more of music, so everybody sit down. So this is a David Fidele remix of... Oh no, this is Pivclit remixing First Light? Is that what it is? A grown out of minimal remix of a piano track from David Fidele. I love those high frequency things. I think my favorite part of today is seeing people try to type the word of sounds, like onk, onk, onk. Yeah, I totally hear it. You must have tweaked the piano because it sounds like a hammer dulcimer more than a piano. That's cool. Or almost like a harp. Okay, I'm gonna skip forward. I know this is super interesting, but let's hear where it... Okay, I can hear the intensity is growing. Oh, that's your synth, it's not his piano line. Really? Did you have his MIDI? Or did you just play it? Oh, cool. So you just played the melody. That's the best kind of remix, kind of creative overlap without audio. Oh, it's beautiful. Swimmy. Nice low end, too. Look at that low end drone right there in between the kicks. Octave, root 5 octave. You can see the harmonics, C, G, and C. Root 5th octave. Cool, man. Oh, so you took the pads and the violins. Yeah, I remember last winter David was getting into electronic orchestral instruments, and he was like, what do we do with these? And now it's like totally coming together. Is there a little bit of a detuning on that lead synth? Did I hear that? Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna bump it forward. Sorry, everybody. That one top synth, it feels to me like it's detuned a little bit flat. It's bugging me. I don't know if that is. It's okay. A pad and a voice on the wave station, a little detuned. Minor detail, and it works within the context of this being electronic and a remix and a... It works, but I was just trying to understand where is that. That guy. Passable. I really like the chime keyboard sound. It's in between bells and it's clearly not a piano, but it can do the same thing. That's cool. Oops. Bad DJ. A lot of breathy, sweepy stuff. Whoosh. Wow. I agree. Excellent vibe. Oh, the signature Blade Runner sound. Yeah. Crying tears of... How does that end? Something about the rain. Drops of rain. Nice, man. Nicely done. That detuning thing is the only thing that I noticed at all that I could even comment on. Good job, good job. And finally, Caesar doing a Sage of the Diviners mix. And I feel like a punk. I haven't been done any music this last week. I've been doing all Black Friday promo and writing emails, which hopefully will get some new people in the Track Feedback Crew. If you're still listening, it would help a lot if you share anything. Like if you see people in a Facebook group asking about Black Friday deals or something, the main message I want to put out there is I want more people in the Track Feedback Crew to share music with us and get tracks done and put them out on labels. That's like the really fun part. And seeing all you guys talk to each other and remix stuff, that's why I do this. If we have so many people that I have to do track feedback every single day for an hour and a half, I would totally do it. If we had that many people, I don't know how I would pick tracks and playlists for each day, but that would be okay. If we had that many people and they were buying courses and doing lessons and using the lessons to make new music and then bringing the music to the group, that's how you know it's working. So that's my goal, is what I want. So if you see anybody asking about that in groups, or like if you have a chance to post something like a link to the site with the coupon code and let people know, hey, we're doing a discount and you get into this really cool community and stuff, that's what's going to help our whole project grow. So I really appreciate any promo help you can pass on. Yeah, I've only had time to work on this 3 times. If you look for your email, I sent an email about the YouTube broadcast for today. So on Wednesday, there's an email at, I think, 11 o'clock a.m. it went out. And I wrote a bunch of stuff in there with a short description you could copy and paste with the link and the coupon code BLKFRDY. So if you see that, that's what is shareable. Yeah, thank you. And another thing for the future, one thing I have the option of doing inside the member site is making affiliate links, which means you can log into my site, with your user account, and get a custom link that you share. And then if anybody comes in from your link and buys something, we can set it up where you get a 50% commission or something. And the really cool thing is you can share a link to the free presets, have a bunch of people sign up for free presets, and then if they buy a lesson after that, you could still get like 50% of the money, even though you shared a link to free presets. So it makes it really easy to help promote because you don't have to sell anything. You just share like, oh, hey, here's a free demo lesson, here's a free preset. And then whoever joins because of that link, you can get credit for the stuff that they buy. So that's in my big plans for 2022, is to make this a community that's growing and putting out more music and everything, and then I'll make some money to keep going. That's what it's all about. Yes, this also works for the Track Feedback Crew. That is on the member site. Well, I don't know how it works with a monthly subscription. I think if people, like if you share a link and someone signs up for $25 a month, I think you get a commission on the first month. So you'd get like $12.50 one time on the first month. I don't think you get a repeat payment of a commission every month. I don't think so. And I got to look about, because that's like a thing about PayPal and Stripe, having repeat commissions and stuff. But I definitely know that for a one-time purchase, I can easily set it up so that you get a share of the money. And then we can all buy a helicopter and fly around to the Magic Island. Caesar, this is nice and deep. 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 And once again, look what's happening with that hand clap up in the 2K area. Yeah, it's kind of creepy. Let's jump up and see where it gets to. Caesar, you still here? Was he on before? I'm not sure if he popped in. Oh, so deep. Where's Paraverse? This is her terrain. Heavy. Are you hearing a spring reverb? Oh yeah, he was locked out of his car. I saw that earlier. Yeah, that kick drum is like woof. I like it, I like it. Let me jump forward a little bit. Nice vocal treatment. Cool. And one more time for the folks at home, what you want to do is go to courses.mixitecture.com, and you can find all kinds of really interesting hands-on session lessons and things like sound design, where we go through the operator synth and go really deep into oscillators, filters, LFOs, ADSR envelopes, modulators, arpeggiation, and you learn those tools inside Operator to make your own sounds from scratch. And when you're doing other stuff in live, like playing with AutoPan or auto filter, and you see an LFO, you're going to understand what it is, what it does, and how to use it to modulate your sounds to make really interesting sounds out of anything you like. Because the real secret of live, Ableton Live, is that it's like a modular synth. You take an instrument and then put stuff after it to design whole instruments with multiple sections of modulators or modulation to make your own really interesting, unique sounds that have depth and richness and all kinds of stuff. So this is a great course if you're interested in learning how to program your own sounds. I really recommend that one. Also, sidechain compression. We talked about this all day long with getting your kick drum and your sub bass to work together, and that's a basic element of doing that. So how to sidechain your bass line is a really interesting technique, and this course goes into compressor details. So it's not just a recipe to follow. You actually learn about what ratios of compression, why the compressor is, why, like for example, why the release time is related to the BPM to get your bass line pumping. And there's some creative sound design in that one if you want to do side chaining on your synths or reverbs or something and get that super EDM pulse. So there's like a technical side for low-end mixing and a creative side for pulsing your synths and everything, which is really fun. How to EQ your tracks. This one is a pack of presets with an in-depth course of actual stuff to study about filter types, frequency ranges, what you're hearing, how it matters in the track, which frequencies to cut and boost on all the different sounds we use that I also talked about all day. And it'll really help you understand what to do with your EQ so you don't just waste all day sweeping around to find what sounds good. 'Cause it's not about that. It's about understanding the frequency ranges and dialing them in to fit together. And then the rest of them are all interesting for special reasons. These are all instruments that have in-depth lessons inside of them. So like mono sub bass. I mean, anybody could find a sub bass preset, but this one's about customizing the sub bass with some sound design on the synth and some technical audio engineering to bring it into your mix to make it work, which is special. So you're not just getting one instrument one time, you're learning a technique that you can use in every track you make for the rest of your life, because you're always gonna need sub bass. I'm not going to talk about these all in detail because you can click into them and hear some previews and see some little videos that run through what's inside the lesson, what the activities are, what you're going to learn, and what it sounds like. And these are hands-on activities where you do it inside live. So you're not just getting presets, you're not just getting a plugin or a video, you're actually getting a guided Ableton Live project where you learn by doing it inside live with a revolutionary session lesson that I invented to make you learn how to make music. Then we got the Track Feedback Crew. Oh, by the way, anything you buy during Black Friday, you get an automatic 3-month subscription inside the Track Feedback Crew, because I want you to use the lessons and get creative and make some music and bring a mix to us. Not a finished mix, not a perfect mix, not a mastered track. I want you to bring a test mix that you made yesterday or this morning and share it with us and let us know, hey, there's a brand new mix, how's it sound? That's what it's all about. It's not about waiting till it's perfect, because it's never gonna be perfect. It's about getting it done, exporting a test mix, knowing it sounds pretty good, and then we take it from a 75% finished all the way to 100% with the feedback of all these other people. Because you don't want feedback only from me, you want feedback from 20 people who are listening on 20 different sound systems to make sure it sounds good. That's my pitch, and I'm sticking to it. And it's courses.mixitecture.com, and the coupon code is gonna go on the YouTube replay right now. Blip, 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 blip. Texture.com. There you go. And anybody else who's watching, I would love it if you share the link and the code and let people know this is where you can get involved with these things and get into the Track Feedback Crew. It is, wow, it's 2 o'clock. Wow, 2 hours. What do you think, honestly, you guys, what do you think would happen if I did track feedback every day? People would be like doing updates. We'd have to put a limit on like how many updates you could do. But I don't know. I mean, if that many people sign up and they're really sharing that many tracks, there is space to do that. And I'm open to that. If I like it, it goes on. Yeah, growing out of minimal. Ah, that was not an ending. That was a cliff. We just fell off the cliff. But I'll let it go. Okay, that's it for track feedback today. Where the hell is my broadcast window? So I'll see you on Saturday. Genre-based feedback days. Oh, Shepherd's coming with the ideas. Yeah, if we get that many people signed up, definitely. We'll have a minimal feedback day, a techno feedback day, house, some down-tempo break beats, and who knows, maybe we'll get Wes Walker in here, have a whole liquid DNB thing, and maybe some dubstep producers. We haven't had a lot of dubstep in the group traditionally. Not really sure why, but whatever. Yeah, that would be super cool, actually, and that would be easier for me, too, if I was just going to do all techno feedback and then all house feedback and then all trance and side trance, and people could get like, we'd have like different squads coming in. Maybe somebody else could come in and host it. I don't know, but that's a really great idea. And good job and congratulations again to Nick Lavallee and Shepherd's for getting picked up with Thorium, and Scott Burke, who had a release come out on Bebop, I think, with Randy Adams, right? Was that what's going on? Dubstep died in 2011. Well, that's what a lot of people think, but apparently people are still making it happen. I don't know. Dubstep has some of the coolest sound design, and there is some interesting creative stuff happening with it. Feels a little bit like teenage skateboarding people creating it, but who am I to say? Look at the Beatport sale charts of dubstep. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. And deep house is still crushing it and always going to be big. And there's melodic techno and all these subgenres. So yeah, man, let's keep it cranking. I'm going to get out of here. So I'll see you all on Saturday. And let me know if you have any questions. Steve at Mixitecture.com.